Good morning, everybody. How are you? Coming on just for a few minutes. Wasn't going to do it, but I thought I would. Good morning, Chezzy. How are you? Hey, Robin. Hey, Captrone. Boy, people are coming in fast. Good to see you. Good to see you. Please retweet Jerry. How are you? Good morning. Share. Nobody's expecting me. Hey, Liz. Good to see you. I'm going to retweet this on Twitter. Here we go. All right. How is everybody this morning? Hello, Robin. So I wanted to come on just for a few minutes. I wanted to talk about, see what you were feeling about Turkey and all that. Hey, I was just looking at your Twitter to see if you have power. Oh yeah, I'm in Southern California. That's all in Northern California where that's happening with high winds right now. Good morning, Kim. Good to see you. So we shouldn't have any problems. And typically, hey Lynn, typically when that happens, Jerry, it does happen here sometimes. They turn off the power because we've had some astronomically horrible fires when the lines fall and catch on fire. Typically, you'll see those in more outlying areas, not in the main city. No high winds here. Yeah, is this the start of Ezekiel 38? Could be, Chesney. I don't think so though. It seems like the Turkish military is now invading. Yes, they have moved in. They said they were going to. Good, you're here. Yep. um, Greetings from Kentucky. I am believing God, and so are we. Hello to you in Kentucky. We have a couple people from Kentucky. So yeah, the Turkey this morning said, they told all of us, right? They told us they were going to go in. They were going to move the Kurds out. Um, President Trump moved about 50. There were only 50 troops in this particular area, which is a particular area that is Syria, Iran, Iraq, um, and Turkey, kind of all right there in there together. And, as I said the other day, I think what we're looking at is a lot of it is uh, we're looking at the neocons who want us to stay in Syria. I hope nobody's hurt. I do too, Kim. I don't like to see this happening. However, as we talked about the other day, and I wanted to come on and kind of tell you, say this again. Yes, we like the Kurds. The Kurds have helped us. Yeah, and there's Captron. We have about 1,000 troops. We have about 1,000 troops in Syria in total. We don't have a lot of people there. As everybody knows, we went in there under Obama. We weren't supposed to be there very long, and because of Obama, we basically invited in Russia into Syria. Now we have Iran in Syria. Yeah, there's about 50 people that we moved out of that one particular area where Turkey is in right now. Seems nobody wants a terrorist back in the country. ISIS. Lindsey Graham is posting against President Trump. Don't know why, Chesney, because the other day he said that he was now okay with it. And he would just, vote to sanction Turkey. Here, and you got to understand, as much as Lindsey Graham comes out in favor of the president, he also comes out against the president. And Lindsey Graham, whether we like it or not, I think part. And you remember his buddy John McCain was all for us going into Syria. So he's kind of speaking, I think, for John McCain at this point. Hey, Monica. I just heard about this in the last half hour. Yeah. So I want to tell you a little bit more about what this is all about. As we talked about yesterday, this is tribal, okay? This has been going on for generation after generation after generation between the Turkey and the Kurds. The Turkey views these particular Kurds as terrorists because they fear that they're going to come into Turkey and take over. Now, here's the thing. Do you think a country has the right to be able to defend itself? Do you think they have a right to say, I think these people are terrorists. We don't want them in our country. If you say, no, a country doesn't have a right to do that, then do we have the right to keep people out of our country? And I think the answer is yes on both. Now, as I told you yesterday, we we helped the Kurds. We went in. This is during the Obama administration. They spent tons of money on them. They sent them over to Jordan, I believe it was. And while in Jordan, they trained them, they equipped them. And with the hopes that they were, going to be well trained and go in and protect themselves. And what did they do? They did not go back. Most of them did not go back. Robin said, yes, they have a right to say that. Yeah, they do have a right, in my opinion, to say that. Now, here's the thing. If we want to be involved over there, do we just want to move in and stay in? Because that's exactly what we're going to have to do. And with 1,000 troops that are sitting there in Syria right now, they can't defend. They can defend probably themselves. 1,000 people, if you have a huge conflict, that's not enough. So what we're talking about right now is that we have all these, Iran, Iraq, Turkey, and Syria all right there together. And then we're sitting there in the middle of it, sitting there right in the middle of it. So what are we going to do with 1,000 people? Are we going to start fighting those that are coming after the Kurds? Are we, what are we going to do? I think it's absurd that we provided the guns for both sides, Captain said. Well, we provided the guns for the rebels, and then ISIS got the guns. So, I mean, if that's what you're talking about, that's what Obama did. So that was during his time. Um, so I think, me personally, I don't want to see our people in there. Darn wasn't notified. I know, Clara, that happens sometimes. I see, people are saying, well, what's going to happen with Israel, la, la, la. From what I'm understanding right now, Russia is kind of preventing anything from happening to Israel because they're letting Israel know what's happening with Turkey. And I'm sure they know anyway. But, they're going to know that this is not against them. This is against the Kurds. Now, what is this going to do? From my understanding, what they're trying to do is push the Kurds out of that area, push them back into Syria. Here's the thing. I feel bad for the Kurds. I really do. I feel bad for them because this is a place that they consider their homelands. We assist Turks and the Kurds. That's because Turkey is an ally, Captain, and they have been for quite some time. So, we do what we do because it benefits the United States with what we do. We assist Turks and the Kurds with weapons. I don't know how many weapons we give Turkey. So maybe you know the number. And we don't give the Kurds any more weapons as far as I know. So, but again, are we going to go over there and just stay there? If we're going to go over there and fight Turkey, who is our ally, and it may someday come down to it, but do we want to have the fight over the Kurds? And as I was saying, I feel bad for the Kurds. They consider this their homeland. I don't know what to tell you. When if somebody comes in and takes over your area and you're seen by them as a threat, these are Sunni Muslims is what I understand. And, they helped us with ISIS, absolutely. And we tried to help them by helping them prepare and learn how to fight and all that stuff. And they didn't come back. We are not the world police, Chesney said. Yep. Hey, Gertan, how are you? Gertain? We're not the world's police. Either we are going to be the world's police or we're not going to be the world's police. And I'll tell you something. These people, these neocons, played their hand. They really did. I'm fine, Gertain. How are you? They played their hands. They really did, because Lindsey Graham came out. Mitch McConnell came out. Ted Cruz came out. Liz Cheney came out. Who am I missing? Probably a couple more that I'm missing. All of these people came out. Nikki Haley. You can see who the globalists are. You can see who the neocons are. You can see who the rhinos are. These people all came out and said, we don't want you to leave Syria. We've been in Syria since 2011. 2011. When is it time to say, we're out of here? I don't want my son or my other soldier there anymore. Exactly, Kim to text. I mean, you have to figure, are we going to stay there? Again, are we going to stay there forever? Maybe build a base there and get going? that region is unstable. That region will always be unstable. You're from Turkey, Finner? That region is will always be unstable. Are we going to stay in the Middle East and tell everybody there what they can and can't do? We only have things, the time is now. Exactly, Kim. The time is now. We need to get out of there. But you're going to see that Donald Trump is going to be fought tooth and nail when he tries to remove the troops, the 1,000 that are left there. That when he tries to remove them from Syria, all the neocons are not going to like it. Do I like Turkey to eat or as a country? I don't know that much about Turkey. Do I like some things that Turkey does? I like that they've been an ally to us. I've liked the fact that they've been an ally to Israel in the past. They're no longer seemingly an ally to Israel. There's some benefit with the United States and Turkey working with them. Do I like other policies? No. Do I like Erdogan? No. I think it's time to bring our troops home, Robin said. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Rick, how are you? So, where are you from? I'm from the United States. so, I think that's what we're looking at. Are there going to be casualties? Probably. Probably. And I love the people, not the politics. That's right, Goofy Mocha. Absolutely. I personally don't think we should associate with Muslims, Rick said. I think that, whatever faith you are, that's the faith that you should be in. So, but anyway, I look at what's happening in Syria. Yeah, for Thanksgiving, yes. Erdogan supporting Hamas and Muslim Brotherhood. No, yes, exactly. And Erdogan is starting to support Hamas big time. Big time. I don't know. Does he want a caliphate? Does he want that whole thing, like ISIS did? I don't know. And the thing of it is, we can go back in. If ISIS comes back, we can always go back in. But what are we going to do? Sit there, like I said, and wait for generations? If we bring the troops home, who will harvest all those poppy plants? I guess you could go over there and do that if you'd like. So anyway, yeah, no thanks. I just, I don't understand. Well, I don't, and I do understand. I understand why the neocons want to stay in. Why PKK and YPG is getting crushed. God is good. Campus pricey. I don't know that having anybody killed that aren't necessarily our enemies. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't like to see unnecessary casualties. But again, I don't want to go and interfere in what another country is doing unless, there are certain circumstances. Again, I talked about this yesterday in the Holocaust situation. I absolutely think we needed to go over during the Holocaust and be involved in that. There are certain reasons that we need to be involved. If you're talking about total genocide of a population, yes, absolutely. If people are using chemical warfare against their own people, yes, absolutely. I do believe there are some reasons that say we should go in there and we must go in. And I know some people may disagree with that, and that's fine. I'm giving you my opinion. As for the Kurds knew that this was coming. The Kurds were told to leave. They didn't move back. They didn't want to go. And so Turkey's saying, we find you. We see you as terrorists. We don't want you coming into Turkey. We're pushing you back. And so, what this is going to do, it's going to have another one of these things where you have a lot of refugees saying, I need some place to go. Go into Syria and maybe, go push back a little bit more in Syria if that's where you want to be. If not, Germany will welcome you, I'm sure. No peace there until Jesus Christ comes back. Rick, and that's the thing, this whole thing, there is going to be zero peace in the Middle East until God returns. Gowdy said he wanted to fulfill his calling that is taking him away from Congress. Clara said, yeah, with Gowdy, I'll talk a little bit about Gowdy. I prayed for a long time last night about this, Chezzy said. Gowdy is, he came from being a prosecutor. He is a good prosecutor. Turkey has been warned. Yep, the president warned Turkey that if you hurt those people, you're going to be sanctioned and all kinds of stuff. So, um, Gowdy came from a prosecutorial background. He is a prosecutor. That's what he's good at. He's a bulldog. He grabs on and he won't let go. To me, he was a big disappointment in Benghazi. Typically, he's all talk and no do. During the times when he's all talk and no do, it's typically been under the Obama administration, where no one is going, no one was able to do anything. If you had video camera of if you had video camera of Hillary saying let's go in and kill everybody and what and leave those people and don't help them, whatever, regarding Benghazi, it wouldn't make a difference. They would have still said we're not going to do anything. We're not going to do anything in Benghazi. We're not going to do anything to Hillary. We're not going to do anything to Obama. We would have done absolutely nothing. And so I think that with being the administration, then it's a different story. We're going to go into other countries for mineral rights and drugs. We can't go into other countries for other very, very few reasons, Janice, do I think that we should be in other countries. Do you expect the Turks to roll over the Kurds? I expect the Turks to push the Kurds back. Yes, I do. I agree, Susan. He felt he had no support under zero. Yeah, he didn't. He had no support at all. Gowdy didn't do anything in Congress. I'll be curious to see what he does working for Trump. Exactly. I think what they need is they need somebody who understands Congress, who understands most of the Congress members there. Because remember, Gowdy was there for a long time. He understands Schiff. He doesn't like Schiff. He's already come out and said that Schiff has handled things wrong in the impeachment inquiry, that he's lying, and et cetera, et cetera. So he already doesn't like Schiff. Everybody knows that. And so you have twofold benefit here. You have a prosecutor who understands what to look for and how to get the answers he needs, and you have somebody who understands the Congress members, those Democrats in the House, because remember, Gowdy was a Republican in the House. So he knows all of these people. He knows all the ins and outs, and he will be a great asset. And you're talking about somebody who has got to gather and know how to gather a lot of information and know what is important and what isn't important. And I think Gowdy does know that. And who does like Schiff? I think Schiff does, B33. He likes himself. And I think that's about it. And maybe Nancy likes him, because Nancy keeps lying for him and saying that that Schiff really didn't lie, when we all know, we sat there and heard Schiff, and we know that he did lie. It just, what he said he was saying into the record was all a lie. ISIS just attacked Iranian militia on the Syrian YPG border in southern Syria. Okay. Then that would be Syria's problem. That will be Russia's problem. I think Gowdy will have more latitude now. He's out of Congress. He's a consultant lawyer. Exactly, Jerry. It's a whole different ball game when you are a private attorney. Trump's still learning the politics. Yeah, I think Trump has a very good idea, Kim, but he needs somebody that would, I think, make the Democrats feel uncomfortable. Yeah, Ed Buck liked Shifty. Yeah, Ed Buck was a big donor for Shifty, so he obviously liked him a lot. So, I think I think it's a good move, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see if he actually gets things done. I really do like the fact that the White House wrote a letter to the 4 Democrats, and I have that in my article at SusanKnowles.com. Elijah Cummings, Elliot Engel, Adam Schiff, and Nancy Pelosi, and wrote and said, you know what? We're done with you. Until you start following the Constitution, we're not going to follow the Constitution. Hey, 5, is it I-5 or L5? L5 IIB. We're not going to give you anything. We're not going to give you documents. We're not going to present people for you to question. Because right now, what's happening is that the Republicans have basically been pushed out of everything. They can't see the witnesses. They don't know who's coming against the president. They can't. They don't even know who the whistleblower is. They want, the Democrats are now wanting to hide the whistleblower and change the voice. 3 times we heard Schiff lie. He held the WB letter. He met with WB before he whistleblower. He said his testimony was a parody. Yeah, well, he's a parody, Jerry. He's a parody. And again, as we know, they're accusing the president of the exact things that they have done themselves and the things that they're trying to cover up. And it was amazing. I think it was Bill Kristol last night on Sean Hannity, who was, 1 foot in supporting the president and 1 foot out saying, well, the president kind of made a mistake when he went after Hunter Biden over in Ukraine and Joe Biden. So let me get this straight. We're supposed to look at wrongdoing, and we think there's wrongdoing, and as a country, we're not supposed to look into it. And we've been told now, and we've got to verify all this, we've been told that Ukraine worked in favor of Hillary Clinton to make an impact on the election so that Hillary would be elected. And so we're supposed to go, oh, that's okay. That's no problem. And the fact that Hunter Biden is getting $167,000 a month, supposedly, when his father was the VP, and his father saying, you get rid of that prosecutor or we're not going to give you any money, quid pro quo. The Kurds met with Bashar Assad and Russia around 2 days ago. I'm sure Russia will protect the Syrians from ISIS. Exactly. It's not our responsibility. Denise, who left you? Everything is chaos now. Oh, you left us. So let's see. You are. Where are you talking to me from? Let's ask you that, Denise, because I don't. Our 50 people moving out wasn't leaving you. Good afternoon, Lori. How are you? Still morning here. Good for you, Denise. I don't believe that. I think you're a troll. No, it's not my. You are not our responsibility, Denise, if you are really a person that is speaking from the Middle East. No, sorry, Denise. So, I think that you're a troll, actually, but we'll see. So, again, that's one thing, too. We don't want to go into countries and make the countries dependent upon our government. We shouldn't be dependent upon our government. Why are we going to put our government in a position where other people, other countries are dependent upon our government? I like the fact that President Trump is saying, look, we've helped you. We've helped a lot of people for a long time. It's time that you do your own part in helping your own people. You are your own government. Be your own government. And I think that's a good thing. And I heard yesterday, don't know if this is true, they kind of asked, China to investigate this. I don't even know if this is true. Mainstream media, it could be a lie. But they were saying that China's saying, we're not going to investigate Joe Biden. So China's not being very helpful, in other words. So Kurds in Syria is not of your business. Go back to your home, Yank. Murat, I don't know who the Yank you're talking to. Obviously, you're not talking to me. So the United States has moved around 50 people, and I'm wanting those 1,000 people to go home. But if you're wanting sympathy, calling Americans Yanks wouldn't be the way to get it. So just letting you know. So anyway, I think that it is high time for us to do what we need to do. And part of what needs to be done, and the president was trying to do over in Ukraine, is find out what part our American citizens had to do, what connection there was in Ukraine, that one was perhaps an election interference. We all know that's what people wanted done here when there was a quote-unquote Russian interference that we talked about for 3 years. We need to go and find out what people did in Ukraine. We also need to go and find out Nancy Pelosi's connection to Ukraine, Adam Schiff's connection to Ukraine. and Joe Biden's and Hunter Biden and the Heinz kid, John Kerry's stepson. We need to know all that. It would be the same with a neighbor. You wouldn't help them forever. Exactly. Yeah, you have to teach people how to help themselves. You're right, Kim. Teach people how to help themselves, and then you move on. And if they refuse to help themselves, as what I've done in my research and found out that the Kurds that we taught to fight over in Jordan, we took them over there, we trained them, we got them ready to go fight for their own country and their own territory, not their own country, but their own territory. They didn't come back. So Pelosi's son too, yeah, Paul Pelosi Jr., all of those people, Whitey Bulger's son, all of those people. What were you doing over in Ukraine? Look at the trouble that Manafort got into. Romney too, yeah, Romney too. But look at Manafort. Didn't register as an agent, doing work. Did these people all do what they were supposed to do? And it doesn't sound like it. And we've got information, some reliable information that says we need to look into it further. And that's why you have a DOJ. Now, I will say one thing that I didn't like last night that I heard on Sean Hannity that I think all of us have thought about before, and we haven't liked the thoughts of this. And that is, Sean Hannity said that he's hearing from his people that when this wrongdoing comes out from what the possible CIA, FBI, and all these people did in regards to trying to take down this president in 2016 before he even was elected, that the DOJ, may not go after its own. No. Let me just tell you something. We are far beyond that point, if that's true. And I think that anybody, I don't know how we can call the DOJ's office. We can do it. We can email, and we can also tweet and all that other stuff. And I think that we should. There is no way that the American public, in my opinion, is going to sit back if they find wrongdoing on these people in the government and they do nothing about it. That's not okay with me. I don't know about you, but that's not okay with me. And we shouldn't sit back and say, oh, okay, yeah, you don't want to be hard on your own people. That's not okay with me. It's not okay with me. And I say, go back after Mueller for lying about, if it's proven, go back after Mueller and get him for a conflict of interest in this whole Russia thing. I would say go after him and make him pay for some of this stuff. I know that's not going to happen, but I'm just saying. I hope you're right. Tired of them not having consequences, Goofy Mocha said. That's not good. Corrupt must be prosecuted. Exactly, Jerry. What message does that send? I know. Oh, hell no, Susan Clara said. What message does that send? We already have a 2-tier government already, right? So you're going to tell me now that you're going to make it a 3-tier where the government, the FBI, the CIA, those people, that arm of the government, you're going to say, no problem, you're one of us, and we're going to be light and lenient on you? I don't think so. I see pitchforks and torches storming D.C., Renee said. They are going to. Thank you, President Trump. Down with the crazy Dems, Lori said. Yeah. And that might be the case. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But that's not okay with me. And I think that we should start letting the DOJ know that. Tweet to the DOJ, if nothing else, and letting them know if wrongdoing is found, then you expect them to go ahead and prosecute them as they would any other person, not taking into consideration that they're CIA, FBI, whatever. I mean, we're hearing things that Rod Rosenstein, that it was really true, which we've felt all along, that it was really true that Rod Rosenstein said that he was going to wear the wire, and they were talking the 25th Amendment. If that's true, we've got issues here. People need to be held accountable for it. I don't care that Rod Rosenstein was a lifer in the FBI. I don't care. Or the DOJ. He's been in both. I don't care. And Andrew McCabe and Peter Strzok. Why are we not hearing anything towards Peter Strzok? Why are we not pressing charges towards Peter Strzok? Nellie Orr and Bruce Orr and Lisa Page, all those people. Why have they seemingly just kind of walked off into the sunset? That's not okay either. Hey, Cully. I mean, do you guys feel the same way that that I'm feeling? Because it's not okay. Did you see the big march set for October 17? Clara, tell me a little bit more about that because I did see it like a second and then I didn't see it after that. Is that on DC? Would that be in DC or I forget where that was. I feel the same as you, Robin said. I mean, we've got a mess in everything. We've got to clear out all of those holdovers in government that are basically undermining the president of the United States. Our forefathers tolerated a lot less tyranny before the Civil War broke. How long are we going to last, or how long are we going to take it? Lori said. I hope to God, Lori, that there is not a civil war in this country because of it. Yes, in DC. Okay, Clara, that's great. I wish I were closer to DC. I would be there marching in DC. I can tell you that right now. Anybody who's close to DC and whatever group that is, yes, Susan, I feel the same. I want them prosecuted. Yep, so do I. I want them prosecuted. Everybody should be treated equally. And that means people in government, people in law enforcement, people in private practice, whatever. I don't care who you are. You should be under the same laws and the same constitution as everybody else. Oh, me too, Clara said. Yeah. Hi, did not see a notification, Barbara said. Yeah, I don't know why, but so I think we've got to get our country back on track following the Constitution and saying, we're not going to accept the fact that there is justice for some but not for all. Oh, you'll be in the Poconos. Oh. So I see we have a lot of people coming in from Turkey or claiming to come in from Turkey and claiming to be part of the Kurds. The Freedom Riders are riding to DC. That's so cool. That is very cool. We love you, Haidar said. Well, thank you. You love the United States. I get it. Again, no, not shame on Trump. Thank you, Donald Trump, for doing your job. we can't continue to police the world. And you're right now. You're saying Donald Trump betrayed you, but I don't know. Everybody in the United States up until now, right? We're saying we need to be out of Syria. I bet you were some of the same people who said we shouldn't be in Syria in the first place. But now when you're not getting exactly what you want, then you don't like the president. I get it. But you can't have it both ways. And also, as I was saying earlier, we did train the Kurds. And then the Kurds didn't want to go back and fight. So there you go. You love Erdogan. Well, good for you. Why you begin in it? You'd have to ask Obama. We didn't come in. The citizens of the United States, most of us, never wanted to be in Syria, but the president then wanted to be in Syria. We haven't touched the Kurds, Ararat. We've left the Kurds alone. We took our people, 50, a whole big 50 of them, and moved them. So we've already left the Kurds alone. You guys are on your own now. Too many politics offspring are getting rich off of our backs. Yeah, Clara. And they want to continue taking our men and women over to places to fight a conflict that we shouldn't be involved in the first place, in my opinion. Trump did not abandon the Kurds. You don't understand, Blonde Wolf. You need to do some research. One follower troll. Yeah, exactly. I know. There's a lot of trolls on today. There really are. They're just making the rounds everywhere. But Money Trail, follow it to Syria. Exactly. It's always that way. And again, the neocons want to stay in over there in Syria because they're getting a benefit from doing so. And here's the thing. Here's a news flash for all of you who are over there in the Middle East right now. And some of you like the U.S. and some of you don't like the U.S. There will come a time when the U.S. won't even help Israel. No, they weren't retreating, Blonde Wolf. They were moving. Kim said those in Syria need to grow a backbone and stand up, fight like we're having to do. Exactly. It's always about the money. Follow the money trail to Ukraine. Yeah, the thing of it is, I don't know how many Democrats aren't related to activity in Ukraine. After I've done my research, yep, let Russia, Turkey, NATO, and EU handle it. It's in their increase. Lindsey Graham himself declared the SDF as a terrorist. Follow it to Russia. That was Ahmad Wazer said, or Wazer, whatever. Follow it to Russia. They're on YouTube and Periscope trying to keep up with the trolls. I know, Robin. I wish you had more moderators to help you today. Trump is our number 2 man in charge. God is our number 1, Clara said. Yep, that's right. And those people over there in Turkey and with the Kurds over there, you guys got to settle that yourselves. You really do. And hopefully soon we will be out of Syria altogether. And then, you guys are going to, it's your country. You're going to have to help yourself. And we gave you a lot of money. We did help you. Israel belongs to the Christians too. God gave us sanctuary in America. Lori said, now the Kurds cannot hold the 10,000. No, come on, Blonde Wolf. ISIS isn't there. And if we have to go back in to fight ISIS, we would. Fully agreed with Susan. Yeah, it's your country. Take care of yourselves over there. And, don't ask for the United States help. I don't know if you asked for the United States help before. I don't know. But if you want it to be your country and you want the United States out of it, then stop asking the United States for help. Yeah, let the UN figure it out. Call the UN. The UN will come in and help you. Obama really caused all the... Yeah, he did. He did, Ahmad. He did cause all the BS. The released ISIS fighters were organized to attack. No, the ISIS fighters, if we need to go in to fight back ISIS like we've done, we'll do it. But ISIS is gone now from that region. I don't think ISIS is going to come back in. We'll see what happens. And if they start to come back in, you still have Russia over there. And listen, remember before when, let me take you back to a time that you may have forgotten when Obama, yeah, Blonde Wolf is a troll and only wants attention. That's true. But when Obama went over to Syria, what happened? Russia said, we don't want you flying over here, U.S., and we'll take care of it. And Obama bowed down and said, okay, Mr. Putin, we'll stay out of your way. And that's what he did. And Russia basically went in and fought ISIS for the longest time until President Trump came in and assessed the situation and saw what was going on. And our troops did fight ISIS. We fought too. But we fought on the ground, and Russia basically was controlling everything under Obama. Well, if they release ISIS, ISIS is going to get wiped off the map like they did before. I mean, again, what are we supposed to do? Stay over there and sit around and wait and protect your country? You protect your own country. Protect your own country from ISIS. And we'll be there to help if need be, because we always seem to do that. But you take care of your own country. Stop asking for help from the United States. Like I said, I don't want to see anybody killed at all. But I also don't want to keep interfering with other countries. I do think it's time for us to be out of Syria. I think the 1,000 troops that we have over there, all they're doing, they're not going to be fighting. And do you want them in the middle of a conflict? I mean, that's the question. Do you want our troops sitting there in the middle of a conflict? And then what's going to happen if that happens? If it heats up, then we're going to send more troops because we're going to protect our troops. Unlike Benghazi under Obama, we're going to send more troops to protect our troops. That's what happens. You don't want that to happen. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Fight your own battles. And we've given country after country enough. Is it going to be in our best interest? I don't know. We'll see what happens. We get enough blame for interfering. Exactly. They only want us out when they want us out. But boy, when we ride in and they see us helping them, they love the United States. And then it's like, get out. USA has already armed the SDF to the teeth. It's a 400-year-old war. We did not start. Let that circus go. I don't know, Ahmed. I don't know how, if they armed them intentionally or if they just, I mean, who knows what Obama did and how much of it they got weapons to terrorists and all that. I don't know. We don't like to see our military men and women killed, Kim said. Absolutely. We should never have gone over there. POTUS tweeted the truth. Exactly, Lori Medic. We should never have gone over there in the first place. There was no reason for us to go. They sure love our money. Love our money. They do, Renee. And that's, maybe that's why we got involved. Here's why we got involved in Syria for part of it. John McCain. John McCain thought, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to arm the rebels and we're going to let them fight. What? Let's get to the bottom of it. Where's the money? What money were we getting? Why did we do what we did? I'm sorry, but nobody does anything without a benefit to themselves. And Obama went in there, and at the time, Obama had absolutely zero military experience or zero experience. He's kind of like, Obama was like the Hunter Biden of Ukraine, right? He had no experience, but everybody's like, oh, he can't do anything wrong, so everybody just followed him in. John McCain started ISIS, Kim said. If it's not to protect us, stop, Barbara said. We also don't know what MSM is spinning on Turkey TV. True, Goofy Mocha. I think you get better news about what's going on in Turkey if you just watch on Periscope. Obama also armed the Iranian militia and $100 also given to crazy Ayatollah. Oh, it's more than $100. But yeah, Obama did arm the Iranian militia and he gave a buttload, let's just say buttload of money, if I can say that, to the Iranian Ayatollah. Thank you, Clara said. He had money and he hung with ISIS. Barbara said Obama gave trillions of dollars to ISIS. God rules forever. Said McCain turned traitor. So sad, Lori said. I'm glad McCain is gone. He was a warmonger, Kim said. Obama was an actor, was a puppet. Yes, Ahmad. Many of us think that way. 100 billion, yes. It's always about the money, John Swift said. It is. McStain and Romney were buds. Yeah, and isn't it weird? I mean, Romney couldn't even beat McCain for becoming the presidential nominee. He got outsmarted by Huckabee and McCain, really. Yeah, they get truckloads. Okay, truckloads, Lori. So, I mean, and you're going to, this is going to be one more thing that the Democrats are going to come after President Trump for, because Nancy yesterday, oh no, we can't leave Syria. So it's going to be one more thing that they heap on top of the already dumb thing. Thank you, Ahmed. Romney is a rhino, Lori said. Yep, absolutely. So it's just going to be one more thing that they heap on top of that impeachment inquiry. So now when you have a president who says, I don't think our people should be over there in a conflict that we shouldn't even be in and never should have gotten in, and all the neocons, oh no, oh my God, no, you can't go out. So then that gives Nancy, oh, okay, well, he wanted to allow people to die. That'll be the next thing coming. I mean, it's like you can almost write a script out for them and hand it to them because that's what they're going to say. I went to a Romney rally. It was like watching a robot. Wished I hadn't gone, Robin said. Oh, I bet. Ugh. Yeah, I can't even imagine. That guy, he is so far left, and he needs to be gone from Utah really quickly. And the next election, people in Utah need to get him out. Need to get him out and get in a Republican who can do the right thing. Love Trump way more clear, not a hypocrite. Obama was shameless. True, Ahmad. True. Ahmad, where are you? Where are you from? Are you? Tell me where you're at right now, as we are live. Ahmad Wazir, I don't know. But again, it's like we should never have been over in Iran. We gave Iran all of that money, and look what we had to do. We had to sanction them until we got that money out of them, basically. And so now they can't go against and start wars. Time to look for old video clips of the left crying against war. Exactly. Oh, Pakistan. Okay. Cool. Peshawar, Pakistan. Cool. Yeah, but even at Clara, even if you look at the old videos and you show them, they don't believe it. He is left gone. God rules forever, said. Yeah, Romney is the left. Romney's like the Jeff Flake. He kind of like took Jeff Flake's place, you know? I guess everybody needs a Jeff Flake, and he just kind of rolled on in there and took that upon himself. But it disappoints me about Nikki Haley. And Nikki Haley said, hashtag Turkey is not our friend. Remember when she said that? I've always had my doubts about Nikki Haley and about her being a rhino. And remember, she's the one that started all that Confederate flag and all that taking the statues down and stuff. That was Nikki Haley. Let's not forget. The Romneys are crooked. His wife sold a horse for a lot of money and she knew something was wrong with it. Kim said, hope Romney is voted out. I hope so too. I hope so too. Romney needs to go back to Massachusetts or what state he's from whenever he wants to be elected. Just moves from one state to state. He needs to go back. And we needed him. We needed him at the time. We don't need him anymore. Romney's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Absolutely. He's a rhino. Republican in name only. That's what he is. Whatever benefits him, Goofy Mocha, that's what he's going to do. And that's who he'll be. So, I don't know. It's pathetic to watch. I wanted to remind you, we had a great discussion yesterday, I thought, about several things. I lost respect for Haley when she took down the Confederate flag. Exactly, Clara. She's the one that started all that. All these people are like, oh, I want her to be president. She's the one who started all of it. You can't forget that. Turkey's not a great friend, but still a friend. They're an ally, Sean. That's right. Turkey is our ally. We have strategic bases in Turkey. Until that changes, Sean and Renee, and I know you know this, then we work with them, not against them. And that's the way it should be. And we don't have to keep giving them money. We don't have to keep doing, this, that, and the other, but we need to work with them. Okay, so yesterday we had several topics on the show, which turned out to be a really good show, I think. Anybody who listened to it yesterday, what was your opinion of the show yesterday? And I'm talking about God's views on political news. We talked about agree Susan Renee said about Turkey. Turkey helped the USA, even the USSR was on the border. Yep. Ahmad, we have this love-hate relationship with Turkey. We can't fully embrace them because they're not the United States and they don't have our same beliefs, but they are an ally. They've helped us. I wish they were an ally again with Israel, but they're not. And eventually, Turkey will be going in through the Golan Heights to attack Israel because the Bible says it will happen. We can't create a new Kurdish nation. Sean said, exactly, we can't. Robin said the show was great. Thank you, Robin. I enjoyed it very much. Barbara said, thank you. Hello there, madam. Hello there, boyson. But we talked about yesterday, here's some topics. The chilling of the First Amendment rights, and we gave some examples of what that was, what rights are being taken away from people in the United States. And I think you'll want to see this. Some of it you know, some of it you may not know. We also talked about this very subject. Do you know what Aramaic is? Is this 20 questions? Hey, Kelly's Grace. The controversial withdrawal of the troops from Syria. And we also talked about one other topic, and that was the impeachment inquiry. So when the show was live on Periscope, it was freezing. It was horrible. We had a lot of people that came in. Nope, it is us Afghan that will take Golan Height in the final fight. Well, no, not in the book I read, Ahmad, but that's okay. You have a different book, perhaps. But it's going to be Turkey, Iran. Let's see, Turkey, Iran, and who else is going to be going in? I can't think of them right now. If anybody else is on here that might know who's going in at the final. Russia is one of them. Libya, I think, and I believe one other country. And that's who's going to go in and attack Israel. But anyway, during the live show, everything was freezing, and people came in and people left because everything was freezing. But if you go back now, Clara, if you go back now and you watch the show from yesterday on Periscope, it's picture perfect. Picture perfect. Figure that one out. Franklin Graham is asking us to pray that President Trump will not withdraw our troops from Syria. Yeah, well, that's. And I understand that from a pastor's point of view. He probably doesn't want any harm to become on anybody. I get that. Ahmad said yes in our religious text. Yeah, we have a different religious text, Ahmad. So, King of the East is China. Yeah, probably China helping with it. Yes, I checked. They like to mess up God's views. It's really strange. I didn't expect to go back and see God's views. I went back to see. I wanted to see how many times it actually froze up, and it was perfect. And I said, "What in the world? How did they do that?" I mean, seriously, I think it was to get people to leave and somehow I don't know, but it's absolutely perfect. So I don't know. I will try again. Yeah, Janice, go watch it. You'll be able to watch it all the way through. No problems. Sir Hot. But we're getting a lot of people from the Middle East today on YouTube. You guys supposed to be looking for live shows that are talking about Turkey and Syria today. So that's in a way that's pretty cool that all of you are watching and looking at the live show today. They don't like chat. They don't like chat at all, do they, Clara? Graham probably not have facts. Listen to MSM. Yeah, because a lot of people are saying they totally agree with President Trump, and I'm pretty sure that Jay Sekulow would be on his side. I watched on YouTube for the first time, Barbara said. How was that, Barbara, on YouTube yesterday? Because you do get to see all the chat from all, at least all of my platforms. I don't know if you get all of Bill's, but you do get all of. No, wait, you don't. That's right, you don't. That was them using their equipment. Hello, everyone. Can't stay too long. Well, hi, Karen. Did you hear Twitter mess with a congressman and now they're going to pay? Who was it, Kim? Bible says 500 million soldiers in China. God's rules forever. I just know from what I remember, YouTube was great yesterday. Robin, you can't see the chat from all the other platforms when you're watching God's Views. Is that correct? So now we have homework. Watch the show and report back tomorrow. There you go, Miss Goofy Mocha. Perfect and clear. Good, Barbara. But you can't see the chat from the other platforms. Is that correct? Because when I'm doing my morning shows, I have YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, you can see all the chats from all different platforms. But you cannot see, you can't, if you comment back, they won't see it. You can see them, they can't see you. That's right, can't see all the comments. Okay. They don't like with interaction, hosts, and viewers. Yeah, and I need somebody, maybe Robin, if you can help me out with this later on, that I want to try Zoom. I want to get some things going on Zoom if I can. I can't remember offhand, but we'll find out and get back to you. Okay, Kim. Yeah, but go watch that show. I think you'll really enjoy it. I don't speak your language, Yakati or whatever. So I can't help you. We speak English. That's it. Thanks, Robin. I'll have to look and see a little bit later on, and if you're available, maybe we can try to do Zoom, because I can get for free Zoom for free and get a whole bunch of people in, and we might have some talks over there on Zoom that are different than the talks that we have on Periscope and all that, just so we can change things up a bit. So anyway, anybody else with anything else that you want to talk about before I go? I was just gonna come on and talk kind of briefly and just see where you guys were at. Sounds like we're pretty much on the same page. I don't know what the person is saying. Susan, I see Susan, but that's about it. I can understand that word, but everything else, and who knows what they're saying. I'm sure it's wonderful and nice. Something about Turkey. It's supposed to be cool looking into myself for business, Barbara said. So is Trump doing the right thing? Yes, the corner duck, he certainly is. When will the U.S. attack Iran? We're not going to attack Iran. You can only get an hour for free on Zoom, and then you have to reset, Chezzy said. Yeah, which is fine. And Chezzy, if I wanted to pay for Zoom, which I don't, I would probably get more time. Unless they change it. Yeah, I can't remember how much it is now. And eventually, I do want to, when Cloud Hub does get that live streaming from there. I do want to be coming from live streaming from YouTube as well. He thinks your name is Susan and he thinks you know Turkish. Serhat, tell him that I don't know Turkish. My name is Susan. He got that right, but I don't know Turkish. He has to speak English if he wants me to understand what he's saying. Trump is a master strategist. Yeah. We why is it the right thing? Because we can't keep paying for everybody and can't keep paying for the Kurds when this is a generational tribal conflict that they've been having with Turkey and Turkey's been having with them forever. We can't keep doing this. We can't keep having our troops put in conflicts that we really should be out of. You know, Russia's in Syria, Iran is in Syria. Let them take care of ISIS if ISIS comes back. We can go back in if we really need to. Hey, Danielle, pray for our POTUS in our country. Absolutely. But we don't need to keep going into conflict after conflict after conflict. On Zoom, you only get 45 minutes if you have several people. It's one-on-one. It's unlimited. Huh. Okay. So we'll see about that. And, you know, again, I know some people use Zoom, but I'm paying for other things out of my own pocket, you know, but if we had a thing where we were doing donations that could use that money towards Zoom and I could go, you know, a longer time. In 1980s, Russia invaded Israel, but their weapon were of no effects. Planes fall off the sky. God's rules forever. Susan, are you an evangelical Christian? Yes, I am, Ahmad. I've never heard of Zoom. Oh, yeah, Robin, it's really good. A lot of people use it for meetings and things of that nature. And you can have a lot of people in the room and then people get to talk. I want to practice with it. That's one of the reasons I kind of wanted you to help me with it. Because I want to practice with it and be able to, you know, figure out how to use it before I figure it out with everybody else on it at the same time. So I think, you know, we need to look at different platforms. That's on the free account, Susan. Yeah, for 45. I would like to go longer, Kim, than that. That's what I'm saying. If I were paying for it, I'm sure I could go longer. What do you think about PYD as that terrorist group? Serhat, we look at the Kurds as not being a terrorist group to us. I know Turkey looks at the Kurds as being a terrorist group to them. You do your thing, we'll do ours. Susan, Zoom is great, Chesney said. I've used Zoom before, Danielle said. Yeah, I've used it. I've talked to somebody like a long time ago over it, but it's been so long. And having a group of people, I think you can only have, wasn't it like up to 100 on that free free Zoom? I think it's like 100 people. I'm wanting to look to see if there's any. Germany's top security official describes a shooting near a synagogue. So we have another shooting in the city of H-A-L-L-E, Hell, I don't know, as an anti-Semitic attack. It says prosecutors believe there may be a far-right motive. The Department of Justice indicts Defense Intelligence Agency employee who prosecutors say allegedly leaked top-secret information to 2 journalists. That's good news. Thank you so much for your answer. I respect that. Thank you, Serhat. Have you taken your pilgrimage to Israel? I have not gone to Israel. I would love to go. Let's see. Here's what The Hill is saying about that. So we have at least maybe one indictment, which is better than nothing, right? Let me see if I can pull this up. Maybe they'll say who it is. Okay. The Department of Justice on Wednesday announced the arrest of a Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA official, who allegedly leaked classified information to journalists, including one that he was apparently in a relationship with. Okay, so that's the guy that you may recall. So yeah, I mean, if it's the, I get those confused, but you know, whatever. I know there's a PKK and the da 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 da. You know, I don't know. Haven't been to Israel either. Daniel said. So remember that guy who was having a relationship with the female journalist? Well, apparently, I guess he was arrested. And those are allegations, I'm sure. Law enforcement officials arrested 30-year-old Henry Kyle Freese of Virginia and charged him with 2 counts of willful transmission of national defense information. If convicted, he faces a maximum of 20 years in prison. Yay! Thank you. So we fight with Kurds in Turkey. Our ally kills Kurds. Gee, I am confused. Barbara said, Turkey looks at the Kurds as terrorists, Barbara. They don't like the Kurds. They don't want the Kurds in their country. They're afraid if they don't push the Kurds back that they're coming into Turkey. Are they right? I don't know. Do I care? I care because I don't want to see people harmed. However, it's Turkey's country. Let Turkey deal with what they want to deal with. If American troops were still here, Turkey would not dare to attack Kurdish. Well, that's not our fight, Norway. That's up to Turkey to take care of themselves. We paid the Kurds a lot of money. We taught the Kurds how to fight, and they didn't want to come back. On Zoom, $12 a month, 150 participants, 16 a month, 250, both unlimited meetings. Oh, that's good. Yeah, if I weren't paying for other things, see, $12 isn't a lot, but I'm paying for a lot of different things that charge me each month, and it adds up. Yeah, got to start somewhere, Clara. That's right. You should visit Israel. I would love to, Ahmad. I really would. I think that would be a great experience. And I've had friends that have gone to Israel and they absolutely love it. So hopefully, but I know that when God returns, we will all be in Jerusalem. I know you may not believe that. I'm saying my religion. And that's, I will be in Israel one day, one way or the other. So anyway, that's our goal, to go to Israel. Robin said, yeah. But Robin will be in Jerusalem one day with God. So if you don't make it now, you'll make it later. That would be the good thing. All right. So I'm losing my voice. Probably time to go. And yes, we will. Absolutely. So I thank everybody for being on today. Thank you, everybody on YouTube, for voicing your opinion about what's going on. And, we voiced our opinions here today. Some of us agree, some of us don't. That's okay. That's why they have opinions. So what is your opinion about news, ma'am? I think the mainstream media lies. It is run by the left, and most of what we see in the news is lies. And I think unfortunately, in a lot of countries, it's the same thing in a lot of countries. It should not be that way in America, but unfortunately it is. But we do have some people who are trying to get the truth out instead of BS, and without an agenda to help the left take over. Let's say to help the left take over in our country. So we tell the truth. So anyway. All right, everybody. I might come on later if something comes up. I don't know. Robin, I'll try to contact you later, and we'll try to discuss Zoom. And until then, God bless you. Take care, and we'll see you.